Hi, my name's Richard. I'm a wedding photographer based in Newport in South Wales. Now, I've been shooting primarily on an 85mm focal length since switching to mirrorless. When I had a DSLR camera, I had a variety of lenses that ranged from, I think, 28 millimeter all the way up to 300. And then switching to mirrorless, I only bought the one lens. Now, it's my favourite focal length. I do love using the 85mm. It's great for portraits, it's very versatile. I actually shot a whole year's worth of weddings just on that one lens. Challenging at times, but it had to be done. Now, I've recently just bought the 28mm 2.8S for my Nikon Z5. Now, I wanted to use it primarily for sort of group shots, wide angle shots on the day that I've been sort of missing out on or having to adapt. And also for stuff like this, I'm actually using it now to record this. It makes vlogging a lot easier than having to set the camera really far away somewhere to record myself. So essentially the idea behind that was just to give myself more versatility. But then it got me thinking, I want to improve my photography. Now, if I'm shooting on 28mm as opposed to 85, I know I'm going to have some challenges that maybe I need to think more about composition, where I'm going to stand, how I'm going to position myself in relations to my subject, and how I'm going to compose the photo. Because obviously when you're just used to one focal length or one lens in particular, you sort of get in your comfy chair a little bit and you don't really challenge yourself, and your work can become, although still really good, a bit stale. So I thought, right, I'm going to buy this lens, I'm going to challenge myself, and I actually had a holiday booked. Much needed holiday, may I add. I think obviously everyone watching this can relate. The last couple of years have been an absolute nightmare, and everyone just wants to relax, get away, forget the last 2 years ever happened. So that's what we did. Me and my wife booked a 10-day break to Turkey with the kids, and unfortunately this lens hadn't come in time. But I thought to myself, I'm not going to let that put me off. Obviously the primary reason for the trip was to relax and have a nice time on holiday. You know, photography comes second, but I thought I'm definitely going to take pictures. I will take my camera, but really I don't want to be lugging around this big 85mm lens everywhere. So I set myself a challenge. Two challenges actually. One, to use my phone for most of my photography, to get as good results using my phone as I would with a professional camera. And second of all, to, if I did use my camera, change the way I shoot. So instead of shooting wide open at f1.8 and blurring out the background and making all my photos look super professional, could I still get great results by shooting at something like f4, f8? I wanted to shoot a lot of B-roll footage as well. It's a nice location, 5-star luxury hotel.
I'm taking over. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. I'm taking over.
On the beach, so I thought, right, I'm gonna try and include more of the background in the photos, which is something I need to do with the mobile photography. You're going to include a lot more of the background anyway. So yeah, I set myself a couple of challenges, and I went out, and just from the word go, I was at the airport and I was taking pictures of my phone, but I was challenging myself. You know, I was looking back to the textbook, thinking, not literally obviously, but you know, you go back to textbook composition, looking for leading lines, looking for the rule of thirds, where to place my subjects. So I was taking pictures of like the aeroplanes out on the tarmac, and little bits and pieces like that, environmental photos. And then once we were on holiday, the first thing we do as soon as we're at the resort, whatever time of day we arrive, so it was like early evening, we got to the resort, we checked in. We like to take a walk around and just see where everything is. So where's the swimming pool, where's the beach, where's the restaurants too, for the all-inclusive buffet and all the rest of it, and just have a little wander. So that's what we did, and I took my phone with me, and normally if I had my camera in my hand, I'd just be like, you know, snapping away, autopilot takes over. I know how to take good pictures with the gear that I normally use. So obviously the challenge here is to use different gear to challenge myself to take nice photos, and that's exactly what I did. I was getting down low with my phone, holding it against the floor. I was holding it upside down, try and get some reflections of palm trees and stuff against the water of the swimming pool, all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff like that. I was bearing in mind the wide angle pictures when I took pictures of my kids and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you what I got up to and what I did and how the holiday turned out and how the photos turned out. And I want to challenge you watching this. I'm not going to make it an official challenge, but I just want to challenge you. Whatever camera, whatever lenses you use, try and challenge yourself or push yourself, even if you use the same gear. So not necessarily using your mobile or anything like that. Even if you're using the same gear that you've got in your hands day to day, get a different composition. So as a wedding photographer, next wedding I do, I'm still going to push myself. I'm going to try and use my wide angle lens a lot more, say for portraits and stuff like that. So I'm going to challenge myself to get more interesting compositions. So challenge yourself. If you're a product photographer, try different angles, different lighting. If you're a portrait photographer, you're always at f1.8. Shoot some of your work at f4, f8. Include more of the background, or try and change the way that you compose the image to blur out the background in a different way, not just relying on the aperture of the lens. Something simple. And if you do manage to do something like that and you want to tag me in any of the photos on Instagram, I'll link my Instagram in the description, and I'll also maybe just come along and comment. While I'm here, give this video a little thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm, helps the video be pushed out to more people like you that are interested in photography. So yeah, really gassed with some of the results from my trip. Love the photos that I took. They're photos that I would never ever have taken if I'd have just relied on my existing gear. And you know, it's not just people I'm photographing landscapes and environmental landscapes and architecture and stuff like that, beaches, the hotel and things like that. So pushed myself out of my comfort zone, learnt new compositions, really enjoyed it, and I'm going to implement it into my professional work. And I'm really excited to see how the next year pans out and see how my photography improves. Thanks for watching. I'll come back soon with another video.
I can do this all day. I can do this all